I think this varies. Like, I think there's a lot of dogma around like you should not eat like before bed and all that. I think, honestly, I think a lot of that is a little bit overblown. I eat an hour before bed
I eat
sometimes.
20 minutes before bed.
Yeah, like I sleep just fine. I don't wake up. I think if you're constantly waking up to use the bathroom, that's indicative of another problem, and not necessarily the fact that you're eating right before bed.
Unless you're drinking like gallons of water,
Yeah,
which would be
that is also a thing. I think in the modern day, people are like saying you should drink more water, more is better. But there's a point where more is not better as well. And because like if you overdrink water, then you don't also absorb the nutrients from the body because you're just over consuming water and you're diluting the stomach acid and all that. So it's probably, I don't think it has to do with what time you're eating. I think it's indicative of another issue that you want to dig into, and hard to say based on just one comment what that would be.
Yeah, I mean, my takeaway would be similar. Is like if you're drinking a lot of water right before bed, okay, well, don't do that. If you're drinking a lot of water early in the day and you just have to like pee all the time, then it could be another issue. With regards to food consumption and also caffeine, because I follow the same approach. Like if you're consuming food around the times you think you're hungry and you're consuming even large quantities of caffeine, the right amount to consume is the amount that doesn't inhibit your sleep. So, I don't think that there's a problem drinking 5 cups of coffee a day, but I do think there's a problem drinking 3 cups of coffee a day if it makes it so you can't sleep. So, caffeine consumption, as far as what the research shows now, more is typically better unless there's side effects of more. Insomnia could be one of them. Same thing with eating. A lot of people, like I would not be able to have quality workouts if I stopped eating at like 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock, like a lot of people suggest. I probably get 500 to 1,000 calories in between 8 and midnight. And if I didn't get those in, I'd feel terrible for my lifts. I would probably even wake up in the middle of the night from hunger. So like my metabolism is fast. I can't consume enough calories in a restricted window. So I just need to consume food when I'm hungry until I'm not hungry anymore.
Yeah. And I also think like in the end of the day, what matters is like how much you have in the whole day. So even if you have it before bed, usually I think the reason people say like don't have food before bed is for a few reasons. One is like typically the food they have before bed is like junk food, like ice cream or something. Secondly, and so when they have the ice cream, it's adding excess calories to their overall consumption. And so they'll recommend not having it. And the other argument I've heard is that like, sleeping on an empty stomach allows you to recover better, apparently, because you're not digesting. And so your body has more, your body focuses on less on digestion and more on recovery. Although I've also heard on the contrary to that your body actually uses a lot of glucose to do the recovery process. So if you don't have enough glucose in your bloodstream, then your recovery isn't as good. And then so I think for me, I've experimented with it. And I think it just comes down to, as long as I don't have like a giant meal before going to bed, I'm not like full, it's usually fine. Even if I have like some sugar or whatever before bed, I actually sleep better.